Hi guys, this week's art lesson is about symmetry. Symmetry is a word that means that basically something is the same on both sides. It can also think of it as a mirror image. So it's the same but opposite. Or backwards. This project uses your name, so your project is going to come out different from mine because we have different names. My name is Casey. My first name is Casey, so I used my first name to do this design. I wrote it on the folded edge of the paper, and then I flipped the paper over and traced it on the other side. So that part you can't quite read. And when we open it up, we're going to get a symmetrical design. And from that point, we're going to use our imagination and see what we can make it into. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of paper and fold it in half, hot dog fold, so it's a long, skinny rectangle. And then you're going to write your name right on that folded line. You want the bottoms of your letters to touch the folded line. Now I wrote it in pencil to make sure I didn't make any mistakes, but it's hard to see with pencil, so you might want to go over it again with marker. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going over it with marker. And then I'm going to fold the paper back on that fold, and I'm using a light box here, but you can do this on a window. So you want your folded part to be in back, and then you can see it shining through the light. And you're going to just trace over those letters so that you have the same thing but opposite on the other side to make it symmetrical. From here is where you really need to use your imagination. Now, I usually turn it up and down because then I don't see it as letters anymore. I can see the shapes better. And I notice those two circles in the middle are starting to look like eyes to me. So I'm going to add some detail in the middle here to make those look like eyes. And if those are the eyes, then I guess this part would be the nose. And then this would be the mouth. So let's make a nice big smiley mouth. And if those are add some teeth in there. If that's the eyes, I think up top, no, this part looks like maybe some paws holding something in his paws here. And those half circles on top are reminding me of ears, so I think he's going to be a mouse, and he's holding a little piece of cheese here. There he goes. He looks pretty happy about his cheese. Then underneath his cheese there, the X part is going to be his legs, and those little paws on the bottom I made for his feet. Now I'm adding some lines to make his head, some bigger lines around to make his body, and we'll add a tail. The tail's not symmetrical, but I think it's a good detail to add. And then I'm just going to go back in and add some color, a little bit more details. Shading in the ears, the eyes, and very important, the cheese. And some whiskers, a little more shading in the cheese and the eyes. And he looks good. So I'll sign my name, and that's done. So I hope you give this a shot with your name. And I just wanted to share, although my final version that I worked on, I think came out pretty good. This is the one that I put up on the website. I wanted you guys to know that they're not always going to come out the best the first time. This was the first one I did when I was trying to figure it out. He looks a little scared, and I wasn't quite as happy with this one, so I tried again. This was the one that I made during the video that you saw me drawing. And then again, this was my final one that I did my final copy. So it might take a couple tries to get something that you're really happy with. So please engage and persist, don't give up, and send me your pictures of what you make. I'd love to see them. Thanks.